Hey guys, so I have the Note 8 Pro and the Galaxy S20 Plus flagship. This is 2019 and this one is just a few months old from 2020. So this was my budget phone for the past 1 year, almost 1 year, and it's been a long time I used a flagship phone, so I thought I'd try the S20 Plus with some interesting upgrades. Even from considering the last year's flagship, there are some interesting upgrades here. Yeah, this one is Exynos. The main difference you see are the screen. The main difference you see is the screen, and the fingerprint lock is on the front. This one is on the back, and this is super fast. Really, the fingerprint unlock is really fast. The fingerprint is interesting to have it on the front, but it needs a lot of improvement. Most of the time it doesn't detect. You have to press it perfectly at the perfect right angle here, but this one is so fast because naturally the alignment also is perfect, so just a touch works really instantly. The display speed 120 Hz. Of course this is OLED and this is an LCD. They both are quite bright, really good sunlight legibility, and this is 120 Hz and 60 Hz. That is what Samsung offers. If you go to settings, display, you notice the motion smoothness standard rate and high refresh rate. So you can see that right now it's at 93 FPS, 96 Hz. So that is using the XDA tool here. So the high refresh rate. So how good is it? I'm not a gamer, so I was wondering how good it could be for day-to-day users. I read news, a lot of interesting news and tech updates. So that's what I'm interested, but I don't play games. So I'm just wearing the gloves to reduce oil. So I thought, it seems to be interesting to use it for reading activities, because when you're going through a lot of news, like scrolling through the number of news available here, so you are able to, when you're scrolling in the 60 Hz, you miss, due to the blur happening, you may be missing something. You will have to scroll slowly to find the next news, so that when you're scrolling fast, it kind of misses your eye doesn't catch them. So, but this one is due to the high refresh rate, you're able to identify more news topics even when you're scrolling. But since the scrolling seems to be always in focus, here due to the blur, your eye focuses right at the center and it doesn't move along too vertically. Your eyeballs don't move up and down trying to focus, so they just try to look at the center. But while using this one, since the entire screen seems to stay in focus without blur, your eye continues to scan the entire screen, and it kind of makes you feel dizzy. It makes me dizzy a bit. The camera apps and things, I have to be really, I really don't notice anything interesting in the camera or the video. The video quality at night light is really bad, even though this is a flagship. At night, for this it was really okay. This one, even this one is a 64 megapixel sensor. I think this one has an option to take a 64 megapixel. You have the 64 megapixel here. Redmi Note 8 Pro 64 megapixel, and S20 Plus. I think this was August 2019, August or October 2019, and this one is March 2020, like 5-6 months difference, but it has the same 64 megapixels. I don't find like an amazing quality here. The video quality isn't that exceptional in this at night, despite being so expensive compared to this one, like almost 4 times as expensive as this one. Even this one has 120 fps full HD, has video stabilization. This also has but this one has optical image stabilization. It's really good to take 4K videos. Even at 8K it provides optical stabilization, optical or in I'm not sure for 8K what, but there is stabilization at almost all the modes. So the background, checking the background tasks, so you have to go, there is only one screen showed here, but here you can see multiple screens, so like 4 screens you can choose immediately, but here you have to do again. So I don't like this one, because you're able to get a view of only like only one is visible properly, the other 2 are like hardly any idea of what is happening here. So even if you slide it, you get to view only 2 of it. But Xiaomi's MIUI provides you an option, the ability to view 4 of them together. Maybe you can even customize it to view a lot more. So yeah, this is one thing I don't like at all in the MIUI. It's like too much work to get to a switch to another task from one app to another app, background app. So that is one thing. And then one interesting thing I liked in Xiaomi MIUI is an interesting thing I liked in the MIUI 12 is the manage apps, dual apps. Look at this, dual apps. But look at this thing here, dual apps here. This one is something called dual messenger. So in MIUI I can choose almost any app as a secondary app. I can clone any app, as many apps as anything that is, it need not be Facebook, WeChat and Skype, anything that is installed in your phone, you can clone it, you can make it a dual app. But in Samsung, I have noticed even in Realme and Vivo and even Oppo, you are only allowed to clone these supported apps. So most of the cases only Facebook, WeChat and Skype and WhatsApp. And this is, I don't like this at all, because there are a lot of shopping apps where which can be cloned for different locations, or even use a different account to make it, if you find use for that. So this is quite restrictive. Dual apps is quite restrictive in the Samsung Galaxy, but the battery life of this one is just awesome. It's like mind-blowing. It takes you really 2 days for day-to-day activities. It's WeChat or WhatsApp or shopping and Zoom calls and maps, anything. This thing, the battery is just amazing here. For this one, I'm really not understanding why this is happening. Even at 60 Hz, the battery is not so good. The display is so beautiful. It's curved here, but you could actually get some glare in these curves when you're gaming. So these curves give you a glare, and yeah, but otherwise I think the camera, making the camera as a selling point is just pointless. If you want a good camera, get a real camera. For something with a 1-inch sensor, this will make a big difference. I don't think for such a high price, the camera is, it's really not mind-blowing at all. It's just normal junk cameras, and they take good shots at morning. I don't see a difference between a $300 phone and a $1,200, $400 phone. Both of them have macro. I think I like the macro. Plus seems more like a fashion statement, and not so useful piece of hardware for its actual purpose. I think mid-range phones with a good battery is something that I really like. A phone should at least offer more than a day. Definitely 1.5 days should be there for sure. Having these battery issues lasting for like 15-16 hours and then it dies on charge, and it's an unnecessary issue for the customers to face despite paying thousands of dollars. So that's it. Thank you.